Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the second season of Tell Me That. In this season, we will be asking my dad all questions that we have about life. These can be questions about career, personal development, or relationships, or whatever we can think of. So if you're interested in what my dad has to share this time, then stay tuned. Hello, Dad.
Hi, son. How are you?
I'm very good. How are you?
Great. Just great. Just had great breakfast. Real German breakfast, with
Yeah,
cheese and Brötchen and tomatoes and you name it, we had it.
yeah.
Unbelievable. And now I'm kind of full, I must say, but I'm ready for the day.
Very good. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Sunday, Sunday morning
Sunday, yeah,
breakfast. You gotta cherish
you,
it, yeah.
yeah, you might remember that Sunday was always special day here in
Of course.
regard to breakfast.
Yeah,
Remember that I, I actually drove to the bakery about
yeah,
10 kilometers from here just to buy fresh croissants for you.
yeah,
Remember that?
yeah, you did, yeah. And probably you're gonna do so next week when I come back.
Absolutely, and you can
Yeah,
look forward to that.
there we
No,
go.
no question about it. All right. So,
Perfect.
what do you have in mind for today? What's your Well,
Yeah,
that's almost like torture. Sometimes, I'm so excited about the questions you're gonna ask. It's amazing. So it's your
yeah,
turn now.
yeah. Look, it came to me, I think yesterday, um, because in all episodes we learn from you, and you share your knowledge with us. Today I have a question that is a bit different. In your life that you spent with me, what did you learn from me? What did I teach you?
Um, well, well, Let me just get my
Sure,
my
take your time.
my brain into gear.
Yeah,
Um, what did I learn from you? Um, sometimes we had situations that I took very seriously, and you said, "Well, Dad, don't worry about it. It doesn't." And just by taking a look from your point of view, it took a lot of tension and worries out of this particular subject. So what I learned from you was to look at things from different points of view, and also don't take anything so serious at the beginning, because life is good, life is
yeah,
good. And another thing is, you don't have to do everything today. I am, you see, when it comes to being patient, is I was never so good at that. I mean, when something was coming at me, and I had to take care of it immediately, whether it was in my job or even on the private side. But uh, you have been a person. You never had a problem with saying, well, yeah, it's interesting, but I'm going to take a look at it tomorrow. And I was the opposite. I
yeah,
mean, even your mom today, if she says, well, when you have time, could you take a look at the fridge, because
yeah,
the little bulb inside, it's probably broken, and, well, whenever you have time,
yeah.
you could take a look at it. I mean, whenever you have
You're gonna
time,
do
it
it
takes like,
immediately. Yeah,
yeah, it takes like 10 seconds, and I'm sitting there with my toolbox.
yeah,
So on on one hand, it's good. You get a lot of things done in
yeah,
time. But on the other hand, I must say, to wait and give it a second chance or a second approach, uh, sometimes it gets you to the better solution.
yeah,
Yeah. and And you, as a young boy, as a kid, um, you have not really put yourself under pressure. Yeah,
Yep.
you have always, I mean, take a deep breath first, and then maybe read some pages in your book, and after
Yep.
that, I can take a look at it.
Yep.
So, this is something that I have really picked up from you, and it had actually a very positive impact because you see, how are you reacting on something like that as a dad? You could say, oh, I told you 1 hour ago
Yep.
to take care of that.
Yep.
You know? And you say, well, that later. And no, you do that immediately. So if that is your approach, it's no good
Yep.
because is this, I mean, captain and soldier type of
Yep.
relationship. This is not really team. But well, the other approach would be always every five minutes. Well, Paul, let me remind you once again,
Yeah.
there is blah, 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 and you do that every 5 minutes. It's kind of boring. It's no good. So the the funny part was you got your things done,
Yep.
no question about it. And you always got them done in time.
Yep.
So you have never been late. But you probably inside yourself have been probably more calm than I was,
Yep.
because if you are impatient, um, there are things that don't go out of your mind until they are done,
Yep.
and that is no good. You don't have room enough to think about other things, and sometimes other things are more important than what need to be fixed now, in your
Yep.
opinion.
Yep.
So this is probably something, and then of course, what I have learned from you is to well, I mean, I must say there there have never been big differences. I mean,
Yep.
little things, like you see, I have always enjoyed life.
Yep.
I have always uh, well, an example, when we went for dinner in a new restaurant,
Yep.
um, I am the kind of guy I stick to what I know.
Yep. Yep.
So nice steak,
Yep.
some potatoes, some vegetables.
Yep.
Hey, great.
Yep.
You are very different. You take a look at the menu, even as a kid, you take a look at the menu and you say, well, look here, Dad. They have gambas. What is gambas?
Yep.
Well, I said these little 4-inch long
Yeah.
animals that crawl on
Yeah.
the ground,
Yeah.
and in the sea. And he said, wow, they're probably tasty. I said, wow, no. I mean, I couldn't eat them. Well, I'm
Yeah.
going to have two of them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you had no problems with trying something new.
Yeah.
And just watching you made me think because when you tried something new and I was looking around, I saw a lot of people that had the same food, for
Yeah.
instance, when we stick to the food now. And so trying something new,
Yeah.
you were much more open
Yeah.
to this than I was. You know, I had the first time in my life I had fish was in the United States when I was 25 years old.
That's crazy.
It
Yeah.
was, yeah, it was salmon,
Yeah.
and only because I was in a pretty good mood and I had already 2, 3 cocktails. And a
Yeah.
friend of mine, he said, "Come on, we gotta have something to eat now." Um, here in this restaurant, they have great salmon, great. And I said, "Wow, no, no, I don't eat fish, He said, "You gotta try that, it's so tasty, and I tried it, and today it's probably my favorite fish, because a
Yeah.
nice piece of salmon. Even last night I went out with mom to have dinner, and I had a piece of salmon and a piece of pangasius.
Yeah.
It was delicious. So, um, you as a kid, you were much more open to this subject than I ever was. I still remember I don't know, was it in Greece or was it in Cyprus, where we went to this restaurant and they had a little glass um, glass tray there with
Yeah.
ice, and there were fish on top, fresh fish.
The red
And we said,
snapper
"Hey,
that was in
yeah,
Cyprus.
yeah."
Yeah.
Well, it was Cyprus, yeah, yeah.
That was in
And you
Cyprus. Yeah.
said, "Well, Dad, what is this for fish?"
Yeah.
And I called the waiter, and he said, "Well, this is this, and this is a sea bass, this is a red snapper, and red snapper. Is it good? Yeah." I mean, you were focused on that red snapper.
Yeah.
So, and I asked the waiter, um, is the red snapper good enough for the two of us? I mean,
Yeah.
it's size wise and weight. He said, "Hey, listen, that is at least 800 grams, and it should
Yeah.
it should feed the two of you. So, well, at the end of the day, from that 800 grams, I had maybe 100, and you had 700. Yeah. But I mean, you enjoyed that. You never had red snapper in your life, and you enjoyed every bite of it.
Yeah.
So um, these are also things that I uh, kind of made me think. And since that time, I also changed my mind, trying new things. I mean, there are still some things in this world that
Yeah.
I'm not going to eat. But for instance, the internal part of animals, whether it's
Yeah.
kidneys or liver
Yeah.
or stomach or something like that. But some people say, but this is the most tastiest part.
Yeah.
And I mean,
Have you ever tried
liver,
snails?
no.
I have.
But I have been pushed to do so.
So you have
And
had them.
yeah, I tell you, uh, no, snake. Okay, I'm mixing that up now. I'm mixing it up with snakes.
Ah,
But
okay. No snails.
you mean snails,
Yeah.
snaken.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. No, escargot, as
Yeah.
the French call
Yeah.
it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, no, and I'm not gonna try.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, there are
Yeah.
a lot of people that say, "Wow, it's beautiful," and that sauce, and
Yeah.
it's so tasty. And well, the same with mussels. Little mussels
Yeah.
here
Right.
in Holland, they
Yeah.
love mussels, and when they prepare it, it looks nice, a big plate with mussels and
Yeah.
onions in between, and some people they die for that. They
Yeah.
love it. No, I mean snakes. I have been pushed once in South Carolina. We went to a very small restaurant, and it was a little bit out in the boondocks. And uh, they had as a special of the day. They had rattlesnake.
I didn't know you could eat
Eh,
that.
No, I haven't. I
you
haven't.
you haven't.
No, 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 I haven't. I just couldn't do that. I mean,
Yeah.
my friend there, he loved it, but no,
It's
no, no,
basically like eating a giant noodle, right?
yeah, well, no, I can't do that. Well, but you see, with this attitude, you are kind of wrong, because I still remember that was also in the United States, and we have here in Germany this meatballs. They are not
Yeah.
round like a ball, but they're kind of flat.
Yeah.
Frikadellen they call
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
and I was actually invited to I don't know what it was. It was a Thanksgiving dinner or whatever, but a big table full of great food, and they had this plate there with what I thought are meatballs,
Yeah.
fricadelle.
Yeah.
They looked exactly like, you know. So I had one, and I ate one, and the meat was kind of very soft and tender, and it was very tasty. So the guy next to me, he said, "Well, you like these crab cakes, huh?"
Oh yeah. Okay. Right. Crab cakes. Yeah.
Uh, and I said, "What?"
Yeah.
"Yeah, crab cakes. They're great, aren't they?" So that was the first time I had crab cakes, even though they were so tasty, and so good.
Yeah. They
I
are
never
tasty.
had I never had them again. It's crazy, actually.
Yeah.
It's well, you see, in Germany, in northern part of Germany, they have these they call them fish frikadellen.
Yeah.
That they look exactly like it. They put them on a little bun. A bun, some onions and some salad. And it's good, but I'm not really the no. It's not for me. It's not for me. So, well, you were way more open to that, and I still remember. I still remember one story in Singapore. They had this stinky fruit. What is
Yeah.
it?
Well, durian.
Durian. And I said, "Oh, I just couldn't eat that." And you said, "Well, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try." And
Yeah.
you had a piece of durian, and the funny part was these guys from Singapore. You got standing ovations
Yeah.
for,
Because I
for
tried it.
these. You got standing ovations just for
Yeah.
trying that.
But
Amazing.
that actually is disgusting. That really is disgusting.
Yeah, but you
It's
see,
really bad.
this is, but I still learned from you that, I mean, why not trying something?
Yeah.
Okay, if it is bad, it's bad. If it is good, you put it on your list for next time. So, um, this has been always something that I admired, and that I really respected. I mean, your drive to if something is new, just try it. You can throw it in a basket. If it's rubbish, if it's good, put it on your list. And um, uh, there is another thing that I have learned from you, that you see, I am probably, or I've been always kind of a perfectionist.
Yeah.
I mean, things
Yeah.
have to be just perfect. When I put tiles on a wall,
Yeah.
I use a water scale, and I measure the gaps between the tiles, and it has to be just perfect.
Yeah.
Um, or when I'm repairing something, and the function is, yeah, it's there, but the looks is not quite the way it should be or it's supposed to be. You were the kind of person that says, "Well, hey, it's good enough. It works." Whether it was
Yeah.
a lawnmower or whatever. I still remember when you put a new filter on that lawnmower here
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
we had. I mean, the lawnmower was not really the latest model, but and the only problem was the filter system, a big square filter. The filter system was totally clogged up. So it was not really possible to clean that. But you found out that from another brand, the filter system would perfectly fit,
Yeah.
even though it was bigger and it made that lawnmower look kind of ugly.
Yeah.
So And you put that on, and that lawnmower was working perfectly. Still
Yeah.
is, you know.
Yeah. Still
And
running.
and I said, yeah, it's nice, but it's ugly, you know. I
Yeah.
mean, can't you try to find the same that we had on it before, you know? And you said, no, it's working, you know. I'm not going to change that anymore. So,
Yeah.
but these are things that, whether it's things that we did together in the house or repair jobs on our equipment for the outside work. Um, when the function when the function was given, it was good enough for you.
Yep.
It things don't need to be perfect,
Yep.
and you are definitely in favor of this 80-20 rule.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know, you if you can get 80% out by putting 20% in, hey, that's great.
Yep.
Don't put 80% then in to get the last 20%. You know, it's just not worth it. So, but I am in that regard, I'm probably too much perfectionist. You know, things have to be even color. You know, when you put
Yeah.
things together and one part is gray, the other part is yellow, and it kind of bothers me, you know, because it it's got to be the same, you know.
Yeah.
So this is also something that I kind of picked up, especially now that I'm getting older. And I don't really have the time anymore to worry about this. I don't know, to make it as perfect as possible. You know, um, so there are, and then of course, your drive, your drive. You see, when I got my certificate to uh, go to university or to college.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, you see, we have these grades 1 to 6.
Yeah.
1 is perfect,
Yeah.
6 is, I mean,
Yeah. Well, six is pretty
um,
bad. Yeah.
yeah, it's very bad, you know. And I still remember when you got your what they call Abitur in Germany.
Yeah.
Uh, I listened to your discussion with mom, and you said, "Well, I'm not going to go for a 1.1 or 1.2. I want to have a straight one.
Yeah.
Straight one is what I'm shooting for, what I'm fighting for. You see,
Yeah.
this drive, even whether it's 1.1 or 1.2, it wouldn't have made that big of a difference, you
No.
know. But to fight for that, to
Yeah.
fight for things is something that this drive, is also something that I admire very much.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. It's an interesting combination because there I wanted to get the best. Also with my
yeah,
university degree, I wanted to get this certification cum laude.
yeah,
But in the end, you're right. I'm also not perfectionist in every in every single way. Um, I think I can prioritize quite well.
yeah. This is also
You know.
something that would have been my next point,
Yeah.
because with some subjects you would settle for, well, it's good enough,
Yeah.
and with others you would settle for straight one, straight
Yeah.
A, as the Americans say, straight A, and I
Yeah.
don't settle for less. So you know how to prioritize. That is real true. And you don't waste time with subjects that are not really worth it.
Yeah.
So this is also something that I, well, in some extent, I have always been also that way, but not to that degree that you are. I mean, straight one in your university degree. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
And I mean, for me, okay, in my thesis that I had, I also had a straight one, because
Yeah.
it it was at the end of the day, when it was this. This is actually the thing that counts, But before to get there, it's I was not really very ambitious, I just wanted to get there,
Yeah.
you know. Not every year was that straight one, at the end of the. But I must say, you can prioritize things. That is true. And
Yeah.
and well, uh, there are a lot of little things that I like about you. The little things that you do different than I do. That doesn't always mean that that's better
No,
or
for sure.
worse. It's just different, But it has always been for me a big pleasure to watch you grow up,
Yeah.
and and um, the eager that you had. I still remember when you came home once, um, and you were doing high jumping at school,
Yeah. Yeah.
high jumping, and your goal was, I think, 1 meter. You had to
Yeah.
get over this 1 meter, and it just didn't work. It
Yeah.
just didn't work, because you tried this old-fashioned, belly first, and get into
Yeah.
horizontal over this. It just didn't work, And then I showed you this flick-flack style,
Yeah.
with just like scissors, with
Yeah.
your legs, and it worked. It worked. You made that 1 meter. Or um, this jumping with a line,
Rope
you
jumping.
know,
Yeah. Yeah.
rope jumping.
Mm.
You were fighting with that, you were
Yeah.
fighting with that, and you kept on fighting and fighting, and but it didn't work, but then together, together we tried, and I mean, at the end of the day, you could do it forward and backward, and
Yeah.
hey, it was just perfect. So, but that that showed me that you were at that time you were already a pretty good team player.
Yeah.
You could listen, it made sense, so we're going to do it that way. So this is something, is also an attitude that you had that was pretty good. So, but I mean, otherwise, from our general um, way of looking at things and fixing things, and we are pretty much alike, especially when I was a kid compared to you as a kid. We were pretty much alike. I mean,
Yeah.
I probably got much more into mischief than
Yeah.
you, and but basically to set a goal and to get there and walk your way, we were pretty much alike. So, but even today, I enjoy watching the way you get into your professional life,
Yeah.
and when we discuss situations in your company or in general, uh, it's very refreshing, because in many situations, it's for me, it's like looking in a mirror.
Yeah.
And I mean, mom had created a with AI. She had created a picture, a wall with a mirror, and you were
Yeah.
standing in
I've seen
front
it.
of
Yeah.
the mirror,
Yeah.
but the picture in the mirror was
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
So that was just crazy.
Yeah.
But nice, nice.
Yeah.
You see,
Yeah. There,
even
there is
mom
something
has.
to it. Yeah. There are
uh
quite a lot of similarities. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, there are. Yeah, but otherwise, there are probably so many situations where I learn from you and you learn from me, but you see, to recall them now all, it's kind of difficult, But
Yeah.
um, I was always a in favor of people learn from each other, whether it's younger from older, older from younger. I mean,
Yeah.
people always learn from each other. But important is that people are willing to listen and willing to learn.
Yeah.
So I mean, what I always liked was when we did some work in the house and around the house. And you see, I have never been the kind of guy that did the work and said, "Hey, Paul, just watch me and you learn
Yeah, right.
something."
Yeah.
I no, this is no. You don't learn anything. It's boring. You see that man working like an idiot, and you are just standing here. It's no learn. I al- I always let you do the work, and whenever necessary,
Yeah.
I made my comments. But I kind of held it back as much as possible. Because what I told you was we want to create this.
Yeah.
These are the tools, and this is the way to do it. Go. You
Yeah.
know. So I mean, from wallpapering to putting tiles on the wall and fixing refrigerators and regardless what it was,
Yeah.
I always let you do the work, and this is the only way to really learn. And even if something goes wrong, I mean, you always learn from mistakes and not from things you do right from the beginning.
Yeah.
Well, so otherwise, I must say I don't really recall anything very special that I have learned. Um, oh yeah, what I well not learned, but what I have noticed that's very similar in my life and that I enjoyed very much is that you have a very strong sense for what's wrong and what's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is not all people have that. And this is something that and you fight for. If you feel that you are right, or if you are right, you would not just fight for your feeling to be right. I mean, if you are really convinced
Yeah.
and you know that you are right, you're going to fight for it, and that
Yeah.
is good. I like that. This is this Jack Russell mentality,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. It's going to help you in your life, because it avoids that you give up too soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, but otherwise, I must say there are probably 100,000 other little things that I have learned from you,
Yeah.
and vice versa.
For sure.
But oh yeah, what I also learned is, and this is something I have to really put some work into it. When we go on vacation and we
Yeah.
rent the car
Yeah.
and you
Yeah.
drive the car,
Yeah.
you know the rules. You know the
Yeah.
rules. You know
Yeah.
'em in and out, and I mean you know everything. You
Yeah.
don't take any risk.
Yeah.
I am more that learning by doing guy,
Yeah.
and that brings me sometimes into really mischief. So I still remember Madeira.
Yeah.
The way you drive that car through a roundabout.
Yeah.
I mean, if I would have been the driver, I tell you, I had one accident per day. So. But that was something that was very impressive. And when I asked, hey, how do you know all that? Well, you just have to check in the internet and you have to
Yeah.
read it, and then and then you have to keep it in mind.
Yeah.
So learning by doing can be very painful.
Yeah. Right.
Well, this is also something I also learned that it is better uh, to read a manual first before you start using something. I
Yeah.
am more the kind of guy that's learning by doing, and let's see what this button is for, and this button here, and this function. And no, you check first, you read your manual, and then when you start using something, it's working. You don't take a risk in that regard. This is also
Yeah.
something that I picked up. Oh, it's amazing. When you think about this, it's funny.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yes, Sam. I would say this is about it.
Yeah, that was fun.
And in a couple of months, we're gonna go to Madeira together. We
Right?
we booked already, and we're gonna rent the car when you are here now over the Easter holidays. We have to book the car. We have to
Yeah.
book a car, and then we're gonna do another trip around this island. Across the hills. I like to do that once again. It was so much fun. Great.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, the second day we are there, they have this exhibition of old timers, old car. But I mean, when I say old cars,
Yeah,
I
they're
mean
really old. Yeah.
old cars.
They're like 100 years old. Yeah.
Right, exactly. And then they have 3, 4 days later, they have this rally.
Yeah.
This Rally do Vinho, I think it's called. This is this Madeira rally,
Yeah.
and it is actually part of this European Championship. So it's. I wonder that must be fun. I still
Yeah.
remember the last time we were there. We had to leave just 2 days before they got going. Before they started. It's a shame.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're gonna enjoy that. All
For
right.
sure.
So Paul, I would say you're gonna enjoy your Sunday,
You too.
and yeah, what's the time? Oh, I'm gonna have a cup of coffee now with your mom,
Yeah.
and I always have to report what I have
What you
discussed
talked
with my
about.
son.
Yeah.
All
Perfect.
right. Hey, you take care,
You
and
too.
all the guys that are listening and girls that are listening to us, I hope you enjoyed that. And I hope next time Paul is gonna think of an easier question.
Yeah. Perfect.
Okay, son, take care. All the best to
You
you.
too. See you. Bye bye.
See you. Bye bye.
Thank you everyone for listening to this episode. If you're interested in what my dad has to share next time, then make sure to tune in again next week. And if you have any questions that you want my dad to answer, then please feel free to send them to us. Hope to see you next week. Bye bye.